90% of Michigan looks like this. I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's very green, it's very lush. I've always called Michigan the Hawaii of the Midwest, but I don't know, that could just be the Lake Michigan coast. Well, no, that's not true. It's also up north too. Anyway, it's a very beautiful place. Those are sand dunes way off in the distance. I don't know many lakes that have sand dunes in the distance like that, like on one whole side of the lake. So, anyway, it's fun to dream about things and think about what things you do and don't want. Like me, I like to go on lots. I'd like to have one second home somewhere, even if I could afford it. Can't even afford one home yet. We'll see. We're trying. Take out a loan. We'll see how we do. Anyway. But the idea of let's say that gorgeous home that's pretty much perfect, the orange one, although those yellow ones are cute too. Let's say that gorgeous home was like our second home. Like, that means every time you want to go somewhere on vacation, you always come to that home, and it also means you do a lot of work caring for that home. So it's hard to imagine if you're not a person who roots, if you're a bird like me, and you like flying around and exploring different places, it's important to be honest with yourself that that probably wouldn't make you happy, because it would just be, you know, a second fixed place. It wouldn't be a feeling. It would be a feeling of nesting. It would be like being a bird that has two homes, period. You know, and maybe that is actually what birds are like. I don't actually know. Just because my last name means bird, I'm not an actual bird. But I don't know that I'm like from a gypsy bloodline either. I don't know if that works in this day and age. But I don't know that I have any migrant. Well, I guess obviously I do. The U.S. Who is non-native does have that. That sort of part of their DNA. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Just imagining and dreaming on a very long walk. So just filling my time with thoughts and feelings, as I tend to do. Well, I brought my thumb piano, but I haven't written any songs yet since getting here. Maybe I will soon. It's also just kind of noisy and I don't know. I hope that people who build their whole lives around goals of maybe having a second home don't end up kind of just feeling, I don't know how to describe it, but I guess I feel like I went through some things, like what I was rambling about. I feel like I went through it on different topics, like fame and fortune versus just continuing to be a songwriter. It's like, if anyone who had money had like a deep dream of like having a second home on the lake, and then they finally get it, and what if it's just, you know, it's just another place, it's just a home. Yeah, there's a lake right there, it's beautiful, but you can also just drive to lakes. And a lot of the most tender-hearted people I know are people who say things like, my favorite present was getting a scarf that was hand knitted, and that made them happiest, this sort of hand knitted scarf, over all the like fancy expensive presents. And I think that that's an important thing to know about yourself. If you're a person who likes experiences or likes the love that's in things, then things can't replace that love. No amount of things can create love. But, I don't know, just rambling, but I've learned to be honest with myself that something I like is experiences, and that's why I take all this songwriting adventure going. If I'm honest, now my YouTube is a way to publicly talk to myself. I shouldn't writing philosophical videos while I'm walking around by myself. It's kind of like just having a journal or a handheld recorder, you know. It's not anything. Wow, I'm really shaky cam girl right now. That's why Brian and I were talking. He's like, well, you can also just point things. It doesn't have to be your face, because we were trying really hard to set up my camera to get me in the shot when we were in the forest. And then, of course, I got sensitive for a second, but he didn't mean it that way. He just meant like you can do nature too. And then now I'm doing it again. And while it's really fun, I end up just getting really self-conscious that I'm capturing all this beautiful nature for you, but it's just shaky cam the whole time. Like, that's annoying. I wouldn't watch this. But the only solution would be to walk slower, so that's annoying too. So another solution would be to just not make these, but I wanted to talk to myself and process those thoughts about second homes and being a person who would rather get like a rental at a different lake every year. Like, I don't need that kind of history like some people do, I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like places choose us and not the other way around. So I'm not really one to say I'm going to make a plan and get a house on such and such place just in that plan. I'm just more the type to follow my flow and see how things go. And then the things that you love the most, usually they will let you know that they love you too. Like, it'll be a symbiotic relationship feeling. People and land and friendships and everything. Like, you can feel it. You can feel when something is sort of meant for you. And you can feel when something is sort of like a fighting against something. And there's a difference between, like, I'm not saying that relationships or places or whatever that are meant to be would have no drama in them. Some of them have the most drama because you're like working through your yucky parts because the good parts are worth it. But that's a different thing. And most people, I think, can feel that. Most people can feel the difference between everything I just said. Okay, saying 10% battery power, low battery, so there you go. There's some noisy car noise, some shaky cam, and a really pretty lake that I've sort of trashed now with a shaky cam video, so I don't think I'm going to make walking ones again after that experience. That was so gross. Take a picture. Boop. I don't know if that even saved. Okay, bye. And I get my